Greetings, church. For those of you who have been joining us for our Sunday services lately, you may notice I've been quoting Bob Russell a lot. We're talking about Joseph, and Bob Russell wrote a great book about the life of Joseph and suffering called Acts of God. And in this book, he tells a story that I want to share with you for our devotional thought today. From 1965 to 1973, James Bond Stockdale. Yes, that was his first and second and middle name, James Bond. James Bond Stockdale served as a prisoner of war in Vietnam. He had ejected out of his plane and parachuted into a village where he was taken captive and held there and treated brutally for 8 long years. And while he was there, he never gave in. In fact, he became the leader of the resistance among the prisoners there. He kept them strong and he kept them focused, and it's a very harrowing story. Years later, he was asked, how did you get through this? And here's the answer he gave, which Bob Russell records in his book. He said, I never lost faith in the end of the story. I never lost faith in the end of the story. I never doubted, not only that I would get out, but also that I would prevail in the end and turn the experience, into the defining event of my life, which, in retrospect, I would not trade. The interviewer then asked this question: who didn't make it? To which the admiral quickly replied, oh, that's easy. The optimists. They're the ones who said, we're going to get out by Christmas, and Christmas would come and Christmas would go. Then they'd say, we're going to get out by Easter. Easter would come and Easter would go. Then Thanksgiving, and then it would be Christmas again, and they died of a broken heart. He went on to explain, this is a very important lesson. You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which one can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. Man, I can relate to those optimists. I can't tell you how many times during this whole pandemic I've said, oh, this will be over by next month. This will be over by the spring. This will be over by the fall, by Christmas. Now I've been saying that I think it'll be over by February. The problem with these expectations is that I'm putting my hope in something that I've just made up, right? We need to be putting hope in something that we truly believe. You see, when I put my hope in something that's made up and it doesn't come true, it affects me deeply. We need to put our hope in something we know to be true. In the words of Admiral James Bond Stockdale, we need to put our hope, our faith, in the end of the story. When it comes to this pandemic, I do believe that we will prevail and we will be stronger than before. I think that things will be different for quite some time. But there will be a light. There is a light at the tunnel. I don't know when that will be, though. And neither do you. Just that it will happen. But even more importantly, what I know even more firmly is that in the end, those who follow Christ will come home. In fact, they'll come to a home that's beyond our ability to even imagine. I love Revelations 21:4. He, God, will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain anymore, for the former things have passed away. I think we often get discouraged because we are looking horizontally at our current status, the current way things are, and we keep hoping for a horizontal end. We're waiting to see the light at the end of the tunnel horizontally. We need to, in the words of Paul, keep our eyes on things that are above, where our lives are hidden with Christ in God. No matter how hard it is right now, I know that it's hard for all of us in different ways. We must never lose faith that in the end of our story, this is the great peace of the Christian. We don't know what a day will bring, but we do know how it all will end in overwhelming and unsurpassed glory. I love you, church.